I'm in a tuk-tuk. I've just been picked up from the MRT by the Lancaster Hotel because I'm going to meet up with the British Embassy Consulate section and the Vice Consul Derek Johnstone to find out about the quarantine procedures when people arrive from overseas and what they have to do, and answer a few questions as well from the general manager here. So we've arrived, spot on. Let's go have a look. Come Cap. Ah, familiar faces. Derek?
Good morning, Dan.
Morning.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. It's raining. It's every time we meet.
It's a coincidence we get the British weather. You take the British weather with you wherever you go.
Yeah, never mind. And Martin, we've met before.
Yes, nice to see you again and welcome back to Lancaster Bangkok.
Yeah, very nice hotel. So you had a swab test when you done your quarantine?
I did, yes. I had two COVID tests in the UK before flying. Because you need a negative test, and you need a fit to fly certificate as two of the documents that you need before you actually fly. And then I had one on the second day of arrival at the ASQ hotel, and then you get one on day 11 or 12, providing you have two negative COVID tests. Then on day 15. Then you're allowed to leave the quarantine. So
and you suggested you didn't like it, so it's more than just something in the mouth, is it?
It's a two-stage test. There's a swab that goes quite deeply to the back of the throat, and another one that goes up the nasal passage. They're bearable. Not the most pleasant thing I've experienced, but it's something that has to be done.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You have to show that you've tested negative for COVID before you get your certificate at the end. So when you leave quarantine, you get a certificate to show if you want to travel any further afield that you have done your 15-day quarantine. So it's worth it to get a certificate in the end.
Which government now imposed a new rule that needs to be 5 days in the room, get a test done. After the test been negative, you can come out at certain times, limit time, as scheduled, and keep distancing. But
away from other people.
Right.
Yeah.
People. Because even the first test is negative, you still have false negative about 5%. So you still be very careful.
It must be very difficult not to create a jowl feeling.
Right. So hospital help by calling, asking the mental health. Also, hotel have to provide all services. Let's say movies, Netflix, speed up the internet.
Yeah.
Be super fast. Some people have to work from the hotels. You got to be able to do conference, Zoom, thing like that.
But there are no cases in Thailand, so.
That's right. And we do have new cases from incoming, and we control. And the best indicator is that we do have about 0.5 or 0.6% of foreigners who come in got COVID-19.
Oh, is that what the percent is?
Right, around that. So 1,000 people, you have one. Am I talking too much?
No, it's very interesting because it's exactly what people want to know. It's a behind the scenes of exactly how this country is managing the process of quarantine to allow people into the country without the virus spreading. So thank you very much. Okay, Martin, so you brought me to one of the rooms. We're not on the floor though, are we, of the quarantine?
No, this is an actual quarantine floor. We have to completely separate the parts of the building which are designated as quarantine and non-quarantine. So this is a non-quarantine, but the rooms are exactly the same. So how you will see it now is how you would see it if you were on a quarantine stay. So I'll show you first about our deluxe room. This is our smallest room category.
So that moment then you set foot in here and you know the door's going to close, and that's you.
Yeah, at least for the first 5 days before you go out for your first swab test. I speak to a lot of the guests. I call the guests and have conversations with them because I think it's probably the toughest time because we're not used to this. You know, a hotel stay, it's normally you're excited to come with your partner or your family. You're going to have a couple of good days. You're going to sit in the bar and swim in the pool. It's not like that. It's completely different. It's for us as hoteliers to think about that and really empathise and see what we can do because you know, you can't just pop to the shops, you can't just go for a walk down the road and have a beer somewhere. It's quite different.
Yeah, so because you're used to hospitality. People come in here with a smile on their face, enjoying their stay.
Yeah.
They don't want to be here.
Exactly, yes. They just want to land back in Thailand and go straight home. And I think it's for us to really understand that and think, well, they probably won't come in as happy as they normally would do in a normal stay, but how can we give it as good an experience as we can so they leave happy? At least they leave happy with a good memory of the time they had at Lancaster, so we did it well.
Yeah, so how much does it cost to stay here? You need to stay here for 15 days. Talk me through the cost and how it's distributed.
Okay, so it's 15 night stay, so 16 days in total. If you stay in this room, our deluxe room, 40 square metres, it is 65,000 baht, including tax. And how that's distributed, roughly a third of that goes to the hospital because they provide the swab test, 24-hour nurse care, doctors on call. They bring you from the airport, and they're responsible for that side of your well-being. So with the other 2/3, it's 15 nights. It is a full breakfast. It's 2 3-course meals a day. It's snacks. It's the boxes. The amount of other costs has really surprised me. It's the boxes that the food come in. It's the PPE that the team have to wear. Every other part of it. It's a very costly operation, really.
Yeah, because it's almost like a misconception. Sometimes you see on the forums that people are saying the hotels are charging too much and using this as an opportunity to cash in. But it must be extremely tight for you in terms of your margin.
Extremely tight. For me, it's about why we wanted to do this. We wanted to operate the hotel. I wanted to keep my team in jobs. Deluxe room, I'd like to show you now our apartment. So coming in.
Okay. Oh wow. It's really nice, isn't it? It's big.
Yes, this is around about 96 square metres apartment.
Yeah.
And this is 1-bedroom apartment, or we can interconnect and make a very large 2-bedroom apartment. So cooking facilities, dining facilities, so to make it a much more comfortable stay for the 15 nights. Good for families also, because you can open up to a twin room.
But given the fact that you are confined to your room, this is like, it's worth its weight in gold having the space.
Yeah, it's like a condo, and it surprised me that a lot more people wanted this larger room size. And I understand why now. If you think that you're in for a long time, it's nice to be able to walk from room to room, to sit in the lounge, to sit in the bedroom.
And what would be the jump in price for a place this big?
So these start at 80,000
for
different size apartments.
Not a massive jump, considering that you're, how privileged it is to have the extra space for that period of time.
Yeah, absolutely, but we didn't want to overprice. We just wanted to get the price right for people.
I think this is, I just need to talk to you about that. This is very important to create a feeling of you're not even.
Derek, we were just talking off camera because you went through the quarantine procedure. What goes on in your mind, at certain points on the days, and then you have your swab tests? Just talk to me about what you just said.
You go through different stages. When you first arrived, it's all new to you. It's a bit of a strange feeling when that door closes and you've checked in. You know that you can't leave for 5 days. You're in that room and you're not going to see anybody else. Your food is going to be delivered. So that's the first stage.
In some respects, having gone through the process yourself must help when you, as a Vice Consular, get involved in the hotels and guests that maybe you need to somehow intervene.
It does, because you can empathise with their situation. I've gone through it myself, and it wasn't an easy process. What I'd say to people is, have a routine. Have a routine in the morning. Get up in the morning, plan your day, have a shower, get dressed, have your breakfast. If you're doing some remote working, plan that into your day. Plan it so you're up and you're ready for your lunch. So try and structure your day. Keep in contact with your family and your friends, via the media that we have now, via Skype or Line or WhatsApp. Have regular conversations and try to structure appointments, different times during the day, so you break your day up, so it doesn't seem like one long.
Yeah, you don't just wake up and go, right, how do we get through this?
But it is manageable. It's something that we want to return to Thailand. It's something that we have to go through. And with the right, with the right support and the right mental attitude, it's something that you can get through, and you look back, and it's something that you look back and you feel stronger for actually having gone through that experience.
So that was the doorbell, because I wanted to recreate exactly what it's like in terms of how the food is delivered, and that should be my food. So the doorbell's gone. Tentatively, I'll open the door for one of the rare moments, and the food's there on a tray, and everyone has gone. So Martin has laid the food out on the table. I assume this isn't one serving, is it?
So this is the three different ones, because you've got here a Western, a Thai or a vegetarian option. So kind of one serving, one lunch or one dinner would be that, which is still, I'll say, a lot of food, but I think it's important that the people here are well fed. The only real complaint we get about food is that we overfeed people, but I'd rather that the guests were happy and they weren't hungry. So to take you through, we have here, this would be a chicken Caesar salad to start. This would be a chicken and mushroom sauce, sauteed vegetables, and then opera cake. For the Thai, we have a pomelo salad, tom yam goong, and the lukchuk dessert. And then our vegetarian option today, we've got a Nai Thomas with pita bread, a freshly made quiche Lorraine, which comes with a mixed side salad. And again, you get opera cake with that.
And I noticed that the plates are all disposable as well.
Yes, yes. You know, I saw a lot of complaints on the forum about plastic boxes. I saw one person had made a robot. He kept all his boxes together and built it into a big robot. So we just look for an environmentally friendly solution that still keeps the food hot, so we can serve it, serve it in a nice way, but then we can just dispose of it in a better way at the end. And
how do you manage the menu? So is it Monday there's a certain dish, and Tuesday, so there's not the same dishes you're being served all the time?
Absolutely. So we do a menu for the week, and people make their choices each day. And they can mix and match. If they want Thai one day, Western the next day, if they want to have a Thai starter and a Western main course, if they've got any other dietary requirements or religious need, we can do that. We're very flexible, very accommodating, because my feeling was when you're first here, there is nothing else but the food.
Yeah.
You can't go to the bar, you can't swim in the pool or use the gym or use the spa. All you can experience in the hotel is the room and the food. So we work hard to do its best.
Make the food nice.
Yeah. So this is the nurses as you're expecting to see, yeah?
Sorry, up.
Yeah?
So
It's okay to say, it's okay.
So what's this then?
Command centre.
Command center, command room.
So this is where the nurses base themselves. And the doctor, if the military generals come, they want to have a meeting, they use this as the boardroom. This is where they will kind of make all the notes, they will call up and communicate with the guests. If anyone has any concerns, this is where they base themselves out of.
Okay.
Public health and foreign affairs, middle of Lancaster, and this is us.
So
Hospital.
everybody that's involved.
That's right. And this is the ASQ Thailand club. So as you see today, we have guests from Dubai, so they speak Arabic. So we want to be sure we be able to provide good care, good comfort. So we bring the nurse to be able to speak Arabic language.
And they will stay here for the duration of the 15 days?
They will rotate. I said yes, they will stay.
So, and with that tour, we're back in the lobby. Fascinating to see behind the scenes and everything that goes on, and the different stakeholders that need to be involved to make sure this is such a smooth process. Martin, thank you very much for showing us today. Is there anything you'd like to say as a roundup on behalf of the Lancaster?
No, just thank you for coming and visiting Lancaster Bangkok and seeing what we're doing with ASQ, seeing the work that goes into making all this happen. And just I want to give you the feeling that what we aim for is genuine guest care. It's not the ideal state, it's not the ideal time, but I'd like to think we do all we can to make it as good as it possibly be. What we're trying to do, reunite families, we're trying to help people come back to Thailand and get back to the lives that they had here. So hopefully you've enjoyed it and you've learned a little bit about what goes into the process.
Yeah, quite a lot. And also, thanks to both of you guys for coming and showing us everything. Is there any last words you might, Derek, maybe if I start with you?
Thank you very much to Martin and the Lancaster Hotel for allowing us to come here and film. Without their cooperation, we wouldn't be able to film inside and allow people to have a feel of what the ASQ process is like. And thank you very much for the doctor for all his advice and the information that he's provided. And thanks to you, Dan, for agreeing to come and film this. It's going to be it's going to be very useful for not just British nationals who want to come into Thailand under the ASQ process, but this is a worldwide process that people are returning. So I think people are getting an insight of just what it's like coming into an ASQ facility.
Okay, thanks very much.